Yo, what's up? It's your boy, because we have no Leslie today. Got him. Welcome to If Only We Weren't Weebs, recorded edition. Wink, wink, blink, blink. We're doing the winter 2019 as per tradition. We watched a list of things we voted upon, and we just talk about them. But before we do that, we gotta talk about Gridman, because we need final votes and
Do
scores.
we have to?
We
Do we have to talk?
we statistically have to do this part. So
I'm not
Okay.
going to talk about Gridman.
yeah, I know, Chris. You can go back to sleep. Um, yeah. So by the way, we have the entire roster today except Leslie. She is busy. So if you like those male voices, I got a twist for you. Haha. Anyways, yeah. So before I start this,
Talking squeaks all night.
what?
Are we talking squeaks? Is that the twist?
Is the talking squeaks?
You said there was a twist. If you like all male, never mind.
Yeah, that's for the. Anyways.
We just do our best female anime girl impression,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we just do the entire.
I'll be Leslie in this scenario. I'm coming off of a cold, so my girl voices are pretty bad. They're also pretty bad naturally,
It's still
but
better than my girl voice. Good
Oh,
job.
read Leslie's notes. Jeff, I didn't hear a word you just said.
Please read Leslie's notes in that voice.
I got it. Leave it to me. I got you. Don't worry. I should pull them up actually. But before that, Gridman. Who didn't watch it? I know Chris didn't.
You know I didn't either.
Hey, that's my boy. Did everyone else watch it?
I
did.
watched it.
I watched it. Miguel, did you watch it? I didn't hear your
Yeah,
voice.
of course I watched it.
Oh, damn. Okay, jeez. Slow
the guy who
down.
liked- he's the guy who
The
liked
fuck you
it.
mean I didn't watch it? I'm the one who suggested it.
Dang, son.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Big boy in the house. Okay, we'll go with you last. How's that sound?
I can live with that.
See, because I know Miguel's power of hate will inflate his score, and someone's got to give this anime a high score. So let's start with John. Your final
Okay.
impressions. Don't give me your score yet. Just give me your final impressions.
Final impressions.
No
Okay,
score.
so what the fuck?
Reasonable.
So I wasn't here for last week's discussion about 10 and 11, so I'm gonna base it off of just 12, I guess. So I can understand people who like the old style of live action rubber suit sort of people, because there's a lot of throwbacks to it. Even the bad guys like, oh wow, that's an interesting look for you, how nostalgic, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the talks about, oh, this is humanity's power, this is life's power, all of that is just so cheesy. And like, if you like that stuff, because like I felt like a pinch of like nostalgia, and then I immediately snapped back to reality. I was like, wait, this is actually kind of bad. Also, the
Yeah.
ending was pretty funny, just swapping into like
Okay,
real
yeah.
life.
Pause
I
for
mean-
that's my favorite part of the anime was they switched to real life. I was like, whoa.
It's like,
Also, pause for another second.
Yeah.
Why does Mikhail keep nominating live action stuff?
Damn! Got him.
Because for
not
someone
actually
other-
anime.
Is he
I'm
really
sorry.
a weeb?
I'm sorry. I had to.
Putting 3D in my 2D
Oh, I
medium.
wish I wrote that in my script. Damn.
I was so worried when you said pause for a second that you were going to steal
Oh
that.
no, I would never steal that from me. I'm not that original. But John, anything else to add? We'll get to the next person.
No, that's it. I thought that the idea was there. It was an interesting concept. I even ran through the whole thing with my sisters because the older one thought that it was an interesting concept, and then she got through like 5 episodes. Like, John, why is this a hentai? Because there's a lot of gratuitous shots
Yeah,
of tits
no,
and ass.
it's pretty uncomfortable to do with Akane at sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it's like episode 5. They just like she lies down on a sack of trash while wearing a bikini, and it just slowly pans up. Like, she's talking.
I don't remember
we,
her
like...
lying down in Utah ever.
But she does.
You like that, you're
She-
trash.
She does.
She kind of does. Like,
I mean, not literally on top of him, but
Yeah.
there is seduction from this girl who's like 12.
But she's a god.
Yeah,
She's still a 12-year-old god.
she's not seducing like 18-year-olds at least, so I got that going. But one last thing, did you watch all of this with your sisters, or just the first whatever episodes?
Just the first couple episodes. She immediately lost interest when there were way too many gratuitous shots of thick thighs and butts.
That's reasonable, I feel. I can't really judge your sister on that one.
Just
Dobler.
Yeah, they tend to lose interest pretty quick. They tend to lose interest pretty quickly if they don't like it.
Yeah.
As I will get to in the other stuff that I have to talk about.
Sure. That's oh wait, did you
Yeah,
watch
it's-
a lot of the winter
No,
stuff?
just the one. Just the
Okay.
one, and they refuse to watch anything else. Like
Boo!
whoever picked these animes are trash,
That's
and I don't
reasonable.
want
It's
to.
a
I
good
don't want to
opinion,
see
actually.
the opinions
Possibly
of
fair
other people
depending on what
who
anime
chose
it
this.
was.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you know which anime it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh God, you hadn't watched that one?
Just said he'd give me $5.
You didn't watch. They didn't watch the entire thing. I'm not paying you shit.
Fine,
Yeah.
that's fair. I'm
I'll pay
okay.
you I'll pay you like $250 if you want. But before I pay you money, Doble, you're next.
So I actually didn't like the stinger just because, like, it does recontextualize everything and then it ends, which is like, but it doesn't. Like, there's nothing you can really go from in terms of like guessing or reanalyzing stuff. It's just like, oh, we could possibly go somewhere with this, and then we're out of episodes. And similarly, we had interesting kaiju girl come back again and just rescue Auntie, which is like super. It's just like she was the most interesting character in the show to me, and then it just ends. And it's just like there's not going to be any more of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
I could be wrong. I have absolutely no basis and did no research, but I think the IRL girl is actually a character from the original show of Gridman.
Wait, the hoodie girl?
No,
oh.
the like when it becomes like IRL real life person.
Oh,
At the very, very end.
Yeah,
I
I could be
guess
wrong, but this is I
that
believe
would be. I mean, I guess maybe, but like, I don't know that.
so. Right, exactly.
Like, the
yeah,
green hoodie girl is still like what is going on with green hoodie girl?
Yeah.
I don't think we got it explained unless I wasn't
She
paying
appears
attention.
in 2 episodes, to my knowledge. Like she may make cameos in other episodes,
Yeah,
but she only
but,
appears
like,
in 2.
I guess like when she gave like the plot dump, like that was probably when I liked that show the most. And then they just forgot about her, and then they unforgot about her, and I don't know how to feel about this
Mhm.
except annoyed and frustrated.
Sure.
Ah, fuck! We forgot the plot device. All right, here it is. Shit, the show's over.
Kobe.
Also, the entire thing about everyone coming together and needing to work together doesn't really work when we don't give a damn about Utsumi. And Yuta has literally missed a third of the anime at this point and just been taken over by Gridman.
I thought
It's like,
wasn't he taken over from the start? Isn't that the twist? That like Yuta was never
Yeah.
in the anime?
Mm-hmm.
Like he wakes up at the very end.
No, I thought it was like Yuta himself just with amnesia until he got into coma.
No,
That's what they all thought, but then
Yeah.
they clarified at the end is the reason why he has amnesia is because he doesn't have memories to begin with,
'Cause he's
because it's
Gridman.
Gridman.
Ah, okay, sorry. I guess I stopped paying attention. Whatever.
Fair.
I mean, like, I don't know. Whatever. Missed one minor detail.
Yeah,
I'll deal.
Not a big deal. Anything else to add, Dobler, or?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, I'll go next. So I like the very like. So most animes miss endings for me. I really like the last shot of it. My big complaint with it is that I really hate everything about Anti as a character, which is a huge shame for me because I started off thinking like he might have potential, and then they literally threw every potential thing that they had into the trash, and
Yeah.
never tried to pick it up. Like him regaining his eye at the last moment has absolutely no reasoning. Like now that he has an eye, what happens? Like it just defeats the point of him losing the eye to begin with. It's all it does for the anime. Him not interacting with Akane, even though he spent like 3 episodes in the middle of the anime like, interacting with Akane. Like, why did he interact with Akane? What's the point? To humanize him? He didn't even learn from it. He only became like this because he wanted to defeat Gridman. He thought of a different way to defeat Gridman, which is by joining him, which makes no sense to me. And then, he's Grid Knight, and now they all leave him, so what does he do now? Just die in this weird dream universe? Like, what's the point of Anti?
He gets rescued by Green Hoodie Girl.
But we don't know what happens after that. He gets his eye and...
No, we do not.
Yeah, so, like, Anti is, like, the biggest disappointment for me. I only watched this anime for Akane. I liked everything with Akane. Everything else is a waste of time. I really thought I might change minds on Yuto when he got stabbed, and I thought, like, maybe there's, like, here's the development part when he recovers, but nope, he's just Gridman, and I hate Gridman, so... Oops. Yeah. Once again, I did not like... I went from, like, kind of liking it to, ooh, actually liking it to not really liking it, because it got too shonen-y for me. Though I do like the very last shot, so points for that. Mikhail, your thoughts?
So, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Last fight is what I wanted it to be.
Mm.
Nothing was to be. props to Arantai, like doing what he could do, though limited. Yeah, I know you're mad because of the whole we don't know what the hell happens, but I mean, I'm assuming that there's supposed to be a follow up later on. When the series ended, there was a crossover promotional video with Gridman and Ultraman announcing an Ultraman series starting in a couple months.
I'm unsure if that's a collab like plot relevant though.
I mean, they clearly want to do more things with Green Hoodie Girl. Like,
Sure.
that definitely doesn't make sense if that's not true. Who
That's
knows
fair.
if that will happen? But
So, I mean, I feel like it's going to be, and that's probably part of the reason why we had the real life scene is it may be linked to that too. Who knows? But I'm not upset. I mean, we accepted that we have a god in this world, and she was going to leave. They're kind of going to exist, I guess, still until they're necessary again. Anti has a human eye because now he's like sort of human. And if they give me a second season or they expand on it, which I'm thinking what they're going to do with the Ultraman series that's starting in April, yeah, I'd watch it.
Well, I'm glad you liked them, Miko.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have anything else to add before I ask for scores?
Also, Useless Boy is, just is the little kitty weeb in all of us. That's why.
Confession, gun to my head, after watching all 12 episodes. Gun to my head, what's his name? I don't remember.
who?
Third member of their team. The one with glasses and doesn't do anything.
Oh, Utsumi.
Oh, thank you.
His name is basically means like empty or vacant.
Yeah.
That's the only
Ooh, I
reason I
get it.
remember.
That makes
Well,
sense.
Utsusemi would mean that, I guess. What
He's
does
filling a
Utsumi mean anything
void.
by itself? Oh, well, it mean like inlet, I guess. That's a random dictionary, but yeah, Utsusemi would be like a vacant shell. Yuta is like brave boy,
Makes
and
sense.
like Rika just means 6 flowers, but her last name Chakarada means treasure. Shinjo is holy woman, for Akane's last name.
Well, she is God, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, John, score.
I would probably say 5 out of 10.
Cool. Reasonable. Okay. Anything you want to add to that, or should I go to the next person?
I didn't really hate it. The animation when it was not Gridman was relatively okay. Some of it still stuck in my mind, so that's a good thing. Stuck in my mind in a good way, not burned into my mind in the bad way.
Yeah.
But it wasn't good, but it wasn't also complete trash. So that's a 5, I guess.
Sure. Dollar?
Yeah, I'm at a 2.5. It's better than Dad of Light. It's better than Dad of Light.
Fair.
That's the most positive thing I can say about this anime.
Oh God, don't.
Certainly better than the last live action thing we had on.
No, it's fine. Dober can make me hate him now. He's gonna hate me later.
Dang.
Unless you like, well, whatever. We'll find out later how I feel about you.
I'll go next. I give it a 6. I was gonna give it a much lower score, but I really remembered that I really liked that one episode like a lot. I think it was episode 10. And I figured
Which episode did you like?
the one where they
dream
were all
episode?
the dream episode where they had that thing. I really like that episode
Mhm.
still. I'll fight for that episode at any of the week. And I did like the first half. Like I was mixed about it, but overall positive. I do dislike the ending a lot. I was probably going to give it like a 6.5 if the ending wasn't as bad as whatever. But once again, not many animes for me have a strong episode, and I did like the ending, so I'll give it a 6. Mikal.
Oh no, Weffy. Okay.
Well, he didn't watch it, so.
Oh yeah. Solid 7. Nobody really boosted my score. I felt that's where I was going to be when I started, and it's where it was. And the ending is, I mean, it's like the classic. We left an open ending in case we can do something, and I think they're going to do something eventually. So I'm okay with it. I would just like to see more characters in the next series if they do another one.
Makes sense. Cool. Then I think that's everything on the old Gridman. Sorry.
Oh, lesson notes.
She didn't write anything on Gridman. So sorry.
No.
But yeah, sorry also to Chris and Jeffy for having to wait a little bit while we talked about that. Let's talk about the winter anime.
Why the fuck didn't we watch Slime? I'm still steamed about this.
I'm
We all are.
I'm still okay with that.
I mean, like I said in the chat, like Slime sort of rested on its laurels a lot through. I'm up to episode I think 8 now. I'm a little bit behind, but There's
have not
a
watched
little stretch
anything
where it's
except-
just very meh.
Mhm.
I haven't watched anything past episode 1 since I have like 0 time, and the only time I allot is the stuff that we have to watch.
I mean, that's fair.
Sure. That's very reasonable. I watched 2 episodes of Slime and didn't like it, so we'll talk about Slime if it ever gets voted upon, which I'm sure someday it'll get voted upon, so don't worry.
Possibly.
Yeah. But let's talk about winter. We have a list. I'm just gonna say everything on the list now, just so the viewers at home, aka John, if he rewatches this on YouTube,
Hey.
it forgets. So we watched Boogie Pop Never Laughs. No, Boogie Pop and Others. Sorry, I used the Japanese, well, quote unquote at the time Japanese, probably not the real Japanese
They're
name.
but either doesn't. It's both. Both of them are the title in the Japanese version. It's
Oh.
great.
Never mind then. Well, Boogie Pop and Others. W''Z Wiz.
Wise.
Wise, thank you.
It's pronounced wise in the show.
Got it.
I assume that they did this because the East was taken.
That does make
Why?
sense.
YS the games.
Ueno, Miss Ueno, whatever. Dororo. My housemate is a cat. The Rising of the Shield Hero. Revisions. Grib Notes the Animation. The Promised Neverland. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. That is everything we watched. Well, some of us didn't watch all of it due to timings and issues. Kaguya-sama literally just came out like a little bit less than like 2 hours ago. So
It aired in Japan like 2.5 hours ago.
yeah, so
Yeah.
understandably, some people did not watch it. And once again, I'll go through like, did you watch XYZ? And you let me know if you haven't. But we'll just go down the list. I'll just give everyone's impressions of what they thought, and at the when I'll go to like example, I'll be like, Mikkel, what'd you think? He'll say the thing, and then say at the end whether you're gonna continue watching it or you're gonna pass on it. This does not imply you're gonna vote on it. Obviously, don't tell votes yet. I'll tell them at the end. But just say, I'll stick to it. I'll drop it. Obviously, if you stick to it, doesn't mean you have to watch the entire thing. It's your own free time, etc., etc. It just seems like, glowing endorsement, not glowing endorsement. Sound good?
Sure.
Sweet. Okay. I know only Mikkel said yeah, but we'll just continue with that. We'll start with Boogie Pop. It is a remake of a very famous light novel, I believe, back in the early 2000s, I think. Correct me if anything of that was wrong. I did some research on Boogie Pop, but not infinite. It's a remake. You don't have to watch. You don't have to know any of the past stuff for it. So I believe everyone here watched Boogie Pop. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Before I continue, did everyone watch only episode 1, or did anyone watch 1 and 2?
Just one.
Just one.
Okay,
Mhm.
One.
I just watched 1 as well, and so did Leslie. So great, informative talk. Let's go. Your thoughts on episode 1 of Boogie Pop? Let me start with Mikkel.
So I, as a child, was told many things about Boogie Pop Phantom, and every time it came on, I missed it.
Fair.
I watched this one, and it's a lot of air. I feel. I'm not saying that it doesn't have development time, but it has a lot of space right now to say we're laying out a lot of groundwork.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that we just spent so much of this time just what seems like idle talk, but it's probably critical.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't even get told the first issue that the missing students, what the real result of that is, other than names being thrown back and forth and people are interacting with the actual human being people, and of course that one guy in Boogie Pop.
Mm-hmm. Mika, can you do me a quick favor too, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this for every anime, but I forgot to for Boogie Pop. Can you just give like a very quick description of Boogie Pop? Very quick.
There's just an urban legend of I guess a Shinigami named Boogie Pop. Basically, it's true, but not everyone can see it. It's actually a split personality of another person, and they only appear when there's something of danger in the area. That's why I gathered so far.
Yep, sounds about right. If anyone thinks he's missing something, say it now.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Miguel.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is one of those animes where you wait, you give a couple episodes to give it the interest you think you're gonna have. So I mean, I may give it a chance later on again, but probably not right now.
Very fair. I'll go next to Chris.
All right. I feel like we probably needed more than one episode because, like, I don't know, everything I saw out of it pitched it to be a high energy, fun anime, but we just got a lot of exposition and I guess a problem swept under the rug at the last second,
Mm-hmm.
which sat poorly with me.
And admittedly, sorry to interrupt, Boogie Pop did release with episode 1 and 2 at the same time, so they probably connected. I just didn't have time to watch 2, so.
Well, I didn't know that,
Oh.
Yeah.
and they probably should go fuck themselves for doing that.
Damn!
Or they learned from Shield Hero.
Just make it
What?
a one long episode? I agree with that,
Yeah.
actually. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
feel like that episode was rather long, and
Yeah, it was
I just
45
thought I
minutes.
was
5 minutes.
I just thought I was really into it, and I just lost track of time.
Mhm.
Now we know I've been conned. Yeah. Probably not watching Boogie Pop. It also had like weird parts. It's like Studio Madhouse produced, but
Yeah.
things get like weirdly stagnant in the background, like,
Yep.
or they're just not doing it like half the animation I expect a big studio to be doing,
Hmm.
which really kind of irked me because
Especially Madhouse is known for their animation.
exactly. Like,
agree.
get the fucking work. Like, I want to know where they spent their budget on this anime, but I'm also, I don't know, not too inclined to sit down and figure it out right
Sure.
now.
It's reasonable.
Will I continue it? I don't know, maybe. Maybe I'll go back and I'll watch the old shit first.
Makes sense. Why don't I go to Leslie's notes before I forget? Intriguing anime that I thought was going to be a horror, but turned out to be a psychological thriller with some mild gore. Got some paranoia agent vibes from this, which makes me excited. Can't wait to see more, but maybe don't want to see it weekly due to content. Seems like a slow burn that you'll want to marathon. Sorry, you sound like Mickey Mouse, Leslie. I got a cold.
You sound like that character on your stream who kills her dog.
Oh.
What?
This is a
What the hell
plug-in
goes on
for,
in Josh's streams?
So yeah, I stream, so you should check out my streams. Hey, anyways, thank you.
Check
for
out my
that.
stream. No dogs die. I'm a serial.
Yeah, it seems more boring. We do plugs at the end, but you know, if you like dog killing, I'm your streamer, XD. But yeah, that's Leslie's thoughts. Dover, save me from this. You're next.
So I'm gonna be honest. This episode is bad.
Mhm.
It really is just not very good. First of all, there's not nearly enough boogieing in this entire episode. I was very disappointed.
I know. There's no pop even.
I know.
At least
Well, I
some
mean, I guess
soda.
like Boogie Pop does kind of like pop in, sort of,
Okay.
but like,
You're right.
Stop
no,
it, both of you.
like the anime. I don't know what it's going for. Like, they talk like it makes it very clear that like she actually does have these superpowers, but the way it's presented is almost like Chunibyo style, where it's like that she wouldn't. And also, like, what is the guy doing? Why is he there? Why are we in his head?
Yeah.
He's an awful character, and he should not exist.
I'm so glad you're saying all this because I watched this and I was like, maybe I'm in the wrong because I'm not into psychological that much. Maybe I just don't get it, quote unquote. So I can't wait to hear this. But that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah. Also, like, we have to see at the end where she says, "Thanks for being my friend," and I'm like, when did that happen? When were they friends?
Yeah.
Like,
They talked like twice.
like this show is. Like, I've heard that the second episode is better by a lot,
Sure.
but the first episode did not make me want to watch it. And AGDQ was on this week, so I didn't.
Do you think you'll watch it in the future, or do you think you're going right now?
Unless it wins, no. This was bad. This was like this episode by itself was 0 out of 10 tier for me. Like,
Very
it's just
fair.
bad. It is yeah, that's right. It is worse than an average episode of Zodiac.
Hey!
Damn.
Junie Senso, that's what it's actually called.
Thank you.
Taisen, not Senso.
I was gonna say.
Both words mean war. Okay.
I got what you're going for. When you said Zodiac, I understood.
Yeah.
Okay, but why don't I go to Jeffy next?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of people. My notes are boring as shit with terrible art. Done.
Boom. Got him.
Yeah.
Right to the point.
Boom.
What
Not
was that?
interested in watching the film.
Gotcha.
No interest.
Makes sense. Okay, John, I believe you're last, so go on ahead.
Sorry for nominating this.
You were the only one.
so-
Don't worry.
So the thing is that when I read the description, I saw it's like, oh, this guy's meeting up with an old like high school friend, and then they're going to go on like a date, and then he doesn't see it, and then we see this guy shambling. I'm like, okay, this sounds pretty interesting. When we actually got to the anime, I felt so lost because they didn't explain any of that. It just shows a guy on the street. They're name dropping people. I have no idea what they're like, who they're talking about, and then we just see like this drunk guy crying and then falling in the middle of the street. I'm like, okay, where is this going? I might get shot for this, but like I feel the same thing from this that I would feel from like Serial Experiments Lane, where it's like I might have like if there's a whole thing, I might have to watch it again because there could be stuff in the background that I'm not watching it, but I just didn't get it.
Sure.
It's like they just kind of like drop this whole situation on you that there's going to be this big threat, and then they just leave it there. I have been told by several people down here that it gets better episode 2, like there's a little more action, then it gets explained a lot more, but at the time of watching this I did not understand anything. I'm just sitting here like, okay, but why?
No, I get you.
So I would not watch it.
Makes sense. Cool. I think that is everyone. So yeah, I will switch off of Boogie Pop and others, and we'll go to Wise. Wooz?
Wise.
WZ. Excellent. Snap. Why don't I start with Jeffy?
Wise, I thought had good art, good use of CG, and one of the things I really liked was the constantly moving background and skyline specifically, and their use of colors. There was always such vivid, like scene by scene, good use of purples.
I don't know why that made me laugh, but it did.
Sorry, Jeffy, can I interrupt for a second? Before you continue, can you just give like a very quick summary of Wise? You don't have to.
Okay. I will. It's not going to be good because I'm bad at that.
Okay.
Well, and I don't have.
This will be only what I ask of you. Don't worry.
Music. There's this guy. I don't even know if he's real or like. He's a DJ, and his sound somehow is being put on people's phones. I think
he's streaming. The guy's streaming.
He's a streamer.
Yeah, but doesn't it like force its way in?
Yeah,
or are people
he's like a pop-up streamer
into your phone?
I think he's just a live streamer. Yeah.
All right. So it's a live streamer who makes music. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. He has some power to go to some other realm, and everyone wants his power. The end.
When he holds somebody's hand.
He has an irregular handshake.
I did like how he had a CD sword.
Yeah,
that was
cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
like that was... I remember it now. Yeah, it ends with that. It ends with an intriguing note that compels me to watch the next episode. Unlike Boogie shit.
Well, I'm switching off with Jeffy after that, just because that's a good ending. Okay, why don't we go to John next?
So I agree with a lot that Jeffy said. The art style in this was really interesting. Though I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit cautious just based on. I don't want to say cautious because like I thought I was gonna be spooked out by Mikhail's statement of that he got like Junie Tyson feelings from this just based on that first part backstory, and they immediately snap back to like modern times. But the idea of that they're going to get a wish granted in this weird world seems interesting to me.
Fair. Cool. Are you gonna keep watching, you think, or?
Yeah, I might. Well, I mean, if I had time, I probably would look into it.
Cool. Chris, you're next.
Okay. I really like everyone else. Kind of like the animation. It was bright, fun, and moving, as opposed to Boogie Pop, which kind of sat around a lot, and they did a lot of tricks to cover mouths. So I could tell I'm still mad at that. And yeah, it had kind of like a cool concept. I liked that every scene kind of had its own track, even if like when they were hyping that one song up to be the best thing ever, I was kind of hoping the background song wasn't the track.
Yeah.
That fucker's doing a lot of piano for having absolutely no piano or like.
It also like loops like 8 times.
Yeah,
It's a sample.
I hear
I
you,
mean,
but
it's
they
also
could have
EDM.
spent more
EDM
money
does
on that track if that's going to be like a pivotal track. I'm guessing it was probably just a throwaway.
No, I mean,
Like,
like, it's EDM. EDM loops. That's yeah. No, yeah.
EDM doesn't loop after like 4 lines though.
it
I
does.
don't know. I
But the
I
kid
love
looks
it.
like he's jamming harder than he is in that whole song, though.
Mhm.
Anyways, yeah, no, it's nice. It's got good music, I believe so far. I know Leslie will differ in my opinion, but
Oh, that's a good transition, Chris. I like it.
mhm.
Okay, Leslie's notes, and then I'll go after. Wise is. Oh, sorry, I did a normal voice for some reason. Wise is awesome visually, but I wish there were more show than tell. The music so far has been meh for a music-based anime. Yet the characters all keep telling me it's good. I want to be blown away by the music, and so far I haven't been. Maybe things will pick up later. Interested to see more. I'll go next. I did not like this anime actually. I thought it was pretty bad. I did not like the music that much. I was not very intrigued by the alternate world thing, and the art wasn't doing it for me. Which is basically the 3 things I really want in a music-based anime. So, I'm glad you guys liked it. It's not my thing. Dobler, why don't you go next?
Yeah. So, to quote my notes, holy shit, this soundtrack, the boogie is real. It's just not in Boogie Pop. I loved the soundtrack. I loved every second of it. It was
Fair.
incredible. The animation, like, just to add up to what everyone else is saying, like, everyone talks with their hands. You never see that in anime because it's so expensive. But everyone talks with their hands, and I love it.
It's my
I
favorite
just
Italian
actually
anime.
I love this. I also strongly disagree with the show versus tell because, like, well, I'm digging this music. I am dancing along with the characters in the anime, and it's great, and I love it. Also, like, there's a lot of just casual mysteries being set up. Like the fact that he says he's probably 14. Like, that's a very strange turn of phrase to say you're probably 14.
Sure.
Usually, what your actual age is up until at least like 20.
Mhm.
How long have you been 14?
Yeah.
And like, I also like that he just has a lot of the lack of self confidence when everyone else seems to be enjoying his work. I think is actually really interesting.
See, I'm mixed on that because I feel like it's very clear that you're the one like the big pop sensations, but you still have self-confidence issues.
I mean, self-confidence issues are fun. I don't know.
Fun.
So
Fun to watch.
and then we also have just more mysteries. Like, why did she see herself dead for that like moment when they go into the alternate world? What does he hear when he comes over that he's making sure that she doesn't hear? Like, what is going on? Like, I am super curious about so many things, and that's a good thing for first episode to do. Like, versus Boogie Pop, where I just like didn't give a damn. This is just so much better. The one downside about this anime is that it is a stealth sequel to Handshakers, which is
Yes.
a legendarily bad anime. Apparently, I have not watched it, so I can't verify this.
I heard it's very boring and nothing happens.
I heard that it's very boring. That apparently people get motion sickness watching it, which I don't get motion sickness, so I'd probably be fine. But
sure,
like, yeah, no, just legendarily bad anime, and like it got a sequel somehow, which is interesting.
It's a big meme in Reddit right now where it's like, insert your favorite anime, insert Handshakers, which one has season 2?
Yeah. No, like, I've actually been looking through reviews, and it's like basically there's 2 types of people: the people who like Wise and the people who watched Handshakers. Because I feel like people who watch Handshakers are just like, I'm not doing this again, regardless of how they're not giving Wise a fair shake, which I think I could understand. Also, sure. Pun not intended. Also, all puns are intended in this chat.
Yeah. This is a pun-free zone.
But yeah, no, I'll definitely keep watching this at least for a little while. Like, maybe it winds up being complete garbage in the end, but at least temporarily, I'm gonna definitely keep watching this.
Very fair. Mikhail, I believe you're last, so go ahead.
I am not watching this for the life of me. Anything else? I'm watching this. So yeah, Junei Tensei vibe I got very early on. Not just the wish.
Reincarnation of the 12? Sorry, I'll stop making fun of your Japanese.
It's not even just the wish. It's the fighting in an empty city, specialized like paired up people. Like I just no, I'm not going down this road. I've been hurt before.
Just gonna watch this.
I can respect that.
I mean, yeah, comparison wise, he's not wrong. Like, obviously
Like-
they're different, but
Like,
you
I
know, the
can
facts are
definitely
facts.
But yeah, character wise, like these characters don't jump out to me other than the butler, which is like the weirdest character of all of them.
Mhm.
And well, like the one sample is pretty good. I would want to punch myself in the face if it was like that the whole rest of the series. I mean, they need to get the guy who does Persona music help the series. If it's
I
gonna
mean,
last more
everything
than
would
like
be
a couple
better if
episodes.
Lotus Juice were in it. But that's not fair.
Listen, I don't expect everyone to have Lotus Juice for everything, but like, give me some little bit of a touch, something, a blessing, one track by them.
A simple
I don't
request.
want to see the series, and I don't think it's meant to be understood until like the final episode when he explains things, and that's not worth it. Also, weird note I read up, like the father who's judging him about going to this music school, like the only reason he plays and likes music is because his father, I guess, influenced him when he was young. So like, Dad, what the fuck you doing? It's your own fault.
He's prestigious and famous. You're welcome, Daddy.
Yeah. Also, the CGI annoys me greatly in this anime.
Really?
Like, the clouds aren't necessary, and the masks are
What?
awkward.
I am surprised
But-
by that sentence.
I
But
haven't heard other people
Gridman
complain about that.
doesn't.
But what's wrong with clouds?
Yeah.
The CGI
Yeah.
clouds
He
are
lives in
not
Buffalo. He's not used to them.
Just draw the goddamn clouds.
It's that self-brag about Buffalo being somehow a sunny city.
It's no bragable how Buffalo always has stagnant, boring weather.
I mean,
Oh.
true. And then the mask that they wear, or that him and the girl wear in the other world, is unnecessarily CG, and I don't need it in my life.
Interesting flex, but I got you, boy. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Mikhail, or?
Not watching it.
Fair enough. Okay. Let's move off of Wise and go with How Clumsy You Are, Miss Ueno. I believe that's next. Yes.
Speaking of not watching,
Right, so I watched 3 minutes of that. Does that count as watching it?
Technically speaking, you have every right to talk during the session.
Sweet.
Excellent. Why don't I? Well, do we all watch this? At least some amount of time of this.
Yes.
I did.
I watched all of it.
Cool. I watched all of
sorry.
it.
I'm so sorry.
This is mostly a question for Chris, because I'm curious if Chris watched it.
I watched like 4 minutes of it with Danielle and then decided I did my duty and I didn't need to go on.
Well, John, you've watched all of it. Why don't you give a description of this anime?
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm gonna steal from Jeffy. Do you like tsundere piss lollies?
Yeah. I mean, no. Continue, please.
So there is a girl who is a scientist, and she constantly makes these interesting devices and tries to incorporate them in order to get this guy that for some reason she likes, but the guy is as oblivious as a brick wall.
Mhm.
And nasty, naughty things happen, which should not be on like regular television, and this should not be a thing.
Is that also your description right now and your thoughts, John?
that is my description.
Very fair.
My thoughts.
Yeah,
So, I didn't watch it until everyone started talking about it in chat.
sure.
And I was super curious about it. So, I went home from work, and then I told my sisters, "Hey, we're gonna watch this anime." And they said, "Okay, sure. Is this for all of like the winter anime that's coming out?" And I said, "Yeah." So we're gonna start off with that. And we sat down, and 1 minute in,
Yee.
this girl says that she has a purification device, and you need to drink my pee-pee.
Yee.
I was gross out.
Yee.
I don't know why she's doing this.
Yee.
I don't know why.
Response. Good job.
I don't know why an author was like, you know what people like? Drinking purified pee-pee. people like watching Bear Grylls, and we're gonna put this in.
You know what they say? It's the big hook. You're in.
And then like dumb hijinks ensue, and then it's like the next scene where she makes another device that's like, oh, by this time my sister's already left the room. They said, John, you may have accidentally watched hentai. I'm not trusting you with the rest of these winter anime.
That's reasonable. I can't blame him for that.
And I saw the second part was that she made a device that made it so it's like whenever you look at a particular area, it's covered by dark matter. And she demonstrated by putting on her friend's glasses. And she said, I'm going to test it by putting it under my skirt. And I want you, boy character, to look at my skirt at various angles to see if it will continue as I lift the skirt. But
Wait,
little does
seriously,
this
that's
boy
what they did for the second half?
Yeah,
that's the second half.
Yep.
And then little does this boy know that she actually took off her underwear before turning the device on. So he's looking into the black darkness of space while not knowing that she doesn't have underwear on while lifting her skirt up. And I did not want to watch it, but I was already like 2 minutes away from the end of the episode, so I've like, all right, I'll just bite my lip and I'll just get through this. I don't want to watch this anymore. I hate you, Mikhail. Don't stop.
By the way, I feel like the second half is a Smash Brothers joke. I don't know why, but I just feel like it is. Because they changed the upskirts to Smash Brothers to Galaxies. Like I don't have the mental fortitude to ask anyone else this question if it is a Smash Brothers joke, but in my heart I feel like it's supposed to be.
It might be a Smash Bros. Joke. I might just be remembering like what they did to Peach.
Reasonable. Yeah. So thank you very much, John.
And if it wasn't clear, I am not watching this.
No, I wasn't sure, but thank you for the clarification. Dobler, why don't you go next?
Mikhail, I forgive you. We all make mistakes sometimes.
Yeah,
you more than others, but everyone makes mistakes sometimes. This anime was a mistake.
Yeah.
There's really not anything else to say.
That's
still a higher score than WZ.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
You like Duo more than WZ?
No.
Oh.
I went to my anime list. It has a higher score than WZ.
Yeah.
That's
the internet's
Weebs
dumb.
voting. Weebs don't have.
Yeah, but that's
powers.
like people who like PP.
That's like people with PTSD over handshakers voting, which I can respect. It's just, yeah.
I
actually want to see how bad handshakers is. I really do at this point, just because of how visceral that reaction was when people saw handshakers got a stealth sequel.
Yeah. I'm just gonna Leslie's notes next, if anyone's curious. To say this anime is cancer is an insult to cancer victims and survivors. So I'll just call this anime highly annoying and in poor taste, even for a comedy. I did not expect to sit through 15 minutes of a high school girl trying to get her senpai to drink her purified piss. But I did.
No one expected this.
And that's now something in my life that I can't take back. Shut this anime off after just barely starting the second half because I couldn't watch it anymore. Extremely try-hard comedy that gets a hard pass from me. You're welcome, Leslie. I hope I did you justice on that one.
I'm dying.
Yeah, speaking of dying.
Well, it's partly from watching Ueno, but...
Jeffrey, what do you think of Ueno?
To quote John, do you like tsundere piss slowly? I'm actually more upset now because purifying piss isn't a new technology. It's not an exciting technology. We have that already. But fucking making black holes is in the second part, or putting dark matter over what they're looking at is actually like not something we do today, or can do, or even have a faintest idea of how to do. Mm-hmm. But the first thing she starts with is purifying her pee.
That is your complaint.
You gotta start somewhere, man.
Not her first thing that she's done. She has done
the first thing we do.
It's what they laid off with in the anime, though. So
mm-hmm.
I stopped at 10 minutes. So for me, it's the only thing she did was purify her pee.
That's just basic fact, boys. You can't deny that.
Like, look, I pissed over charcoal, and now it's drinkable water. Okay. I'm done.
Thank you very much for your time, good sir. Chris, do you want to say anything else?
No.
Okay, thought I'd ask just in case. Okay, I'll go
As you
next, I
should
guess.
be.
So my biggest complaint with UNO, besides the piss and whatever, is that okay. So Boogie Pop and Others has Boogie Pop and Others. Dororo has a character called Dororo. My Roommate is a Cat is about a roommate who's now a cat, etc., etc.
Well, I think the roommate was always a cat.
Also that, but regardless, UNO just does nothing clumsy the entire first episode. Basically, false advertisement. Garbage
What
show.
is the Japanese name of it? Now I'm curious. Like,
Let me
is-
know,
is
'cause I have
translate
no
that word?
idea.
I thought
It-
it's on the thing. Ueno-san wa Bukio?
Bukio-san wa Bukio wa.
Bukio is the word they use?
Bukio. B-U-K-I-Y-O-U.
Yeah, I mean, that, like, tactless might be a better translation of that. Socially awkward. Doesn't know what the fuck is acceptable.
Well,
Why are you so
regardless, the
awkward?
English says clumsy. I speak English. I'm judging the show for that. Worst show possible. I will say, though, I liked it better than Master of Ragnarok still. I really hated that show.
Was that the stupid cell
Yeah,
phone
way
one?
better than Master
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Ragnarok.
That's the one that was not. That's the
I
worst
still-
ad
I
I've
still
seen
think-
this entire
Okay, to
club
be
so
fair,
far.
I still
Ragnarok
think-
was like the incest one where he's taking battle strategies from like
Yeah.
from actual history. Oh yeah, no, that was garbage. At least this
To
is
be
like
fair, I still think that cell phone as a superpower is kind of cool.
I want to go to be called
I
that.
just want it to be in a show that's not crap.
What's that one anime movie we watched that cell phone is a superpower because it had unlimited money on it?
That is Eden of the East, yeah.
Cell
But that's,
never
phone
watched
that's
that one,
money is superpower. That's Batman stuff.
That
Yeah,
phone
yeah.
was literally superpowered. The shit gave you wings.
I mean, that's pretty superpowered.
I mean, I could buy a plane with money, so
Gave you literal wings.
Yeah, then you
Why
gotta
did Eden of
like,
the East give literal wings? I do not remember
I'm gonna buy a
this.
jet and go faster than your
That
wings.
one
bitch.
lady just jumps
Eden
out of
spoilers.
sprouts wings and flies away.
Pretty sure I've watched everything of Eden of the East, but I might be
Find
wrong
it
about
for you.
that.
Well, anyways, Mikhail told me that he was going to educate me on UNO-san before chat, so please educate me, Mikhail.
okay, so
I'm ready.
I say this knowing that my standard for
Uh-oh.
people's eyes are gonna drop to the new slow. I don't hate this anime.
Yeah, you said you were going to educate me, so I assumed you did.
So,
So,
John,
I'm ready for the education, Mikhail. Please teach me, senpai. Why is this
So-
anime actually okay?
So basically, yes, we have another one of those generic stories where dumb boy doesn't know this girl well, and that happens every once in a while. But we have one of those few moments where girl is relatively and super smart, and the only thing she really knows is science. So she's trying to impress him with science. Unfortunately, she's using, generic like, oh, boy thoughts, like kink thoughts to perpetuate the science, to think that maybe he's interested in these things, and she's making it socially acceptable to have these urges and weird fetishes. It's just throwing the tropes of those weird fetishes into jokes, into other things.
Okay, I'm going to counter by saying I understand how point A goes to point B. I'm just
Right.
merely stating on the journey from A to B, you tripped and never actually hit B.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's still bad.
Yeah, I'm not explaining it's not logical. I'm explaining it's bad. You're
Well,
telling
no,
me
no,
why it's
okay.
logical, why it makes
So-
sense. I understand that, but
So I can't believe I have to make this sentence.
okay.
The pee drinking thing
Uh-oh.
is stupid. Yes, it's horrible. It's dumb. But
Okay.
you know how many other series, or I guess not how many, but I'm pretty sure a couple series have done that. Oh, drink this water, and then they're giving it to the person, and then oh yeah, that used to be my pee, and they spit it out. That's an old joke. As a scientist,
Is
he's
it?
like, yeah, I've seen it like
I
one other
mean,
thing.
you're right. Like tricky. That's
So
that's
if it's
not
old and
really
tropey,
funny,
that
but it's a joke.
All right,
Drink my piss,
but-
drink my piss, drink my piss. Repeatedly screamed at somebody is not funny. That is not the same thing.
Well, no, it's not funny, but as a young girl trying to impress a person with science, she's trying to prove that she's, Sorry,
Okay.
No, like I understand that you're showing that it's logical. That doesn't make it good.
I mean, I didn't
Definitely.
say it
It's
was
not
good
our fault.
either. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's not as bad as everyone.
Just go
Why
read
not
Dr. Stone, a competent science manga,
So yeah, so memes.
and we can call it a day
So
on that.
memes
No, like-
aside, the big issue with the comedy is that it has two straight men and one non-straight man, which makes
Well, that's true. Yes.
which makes the comedy really awkward actually. So when one person makes a joke and the straight man responds, and then another straight man also responds, there's too much silence in between. So not only is the topic awkward, there's no actually good response back to the awkward humor.
So
and
what
thus
you're saying
everyone's
here,
awkward.
so what you're saying here is that if all the characters were gay, this anime would be better.
I would have to see it before I comment. I'm
Oh,
just saying
God,
I
he's
pay
got a
for-
boner.
I mean, as
Sorry,
proven,
that joke was better in my head, perhaps.
as proven by Daikachi, whatever we watched last season, just because it's gay doesn't mean it's better. So,
I don't even remember which anime that was.
it's the rapey yaoi one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
So you
I,
know,
have
that
I still
anime,
have
yeah.
a very fun screenshot of that anime on my phone.
it's the
because
reason it's
translation-
not my least favorite anime we watched. Is because I got to meme with John about it. If John didn't exist in my life, it'd probably be the worst.
wait. Oh yeah. So John has still picked the worst anime for us. Good job, Mikhail.
For the
Yeah.
longest, for the longest thing, it's been John. I still think Master Ragnarok is the worst thing I ever watched personally.
I'm
but
sorry.
It's okay. We only watched episode 1. If we voted on it, I'd hate everyone forever. Different.
I believe my notes for that episode were literally "I'm sorry."
No,
and
you
that was
did.
it.
You apologize. You understood your mistake. Unlike Mikkel over here.
Okay, first off,
Senpai, drink my pee-pee.
Hold on. According to the description, it doesn't mention anything other than being into science and in love.
No, that's why I
No
forgave
one's
you.
no one's
People
blaming
make
you for
mistakes.
nominating it. I'm just blaming you for not understanding that you're.
The fact that you're defending it is kind of confusing.
Yeah.
I
I
have
still
to
blame
defend
you
my
because you still give me
nominations
shit
once
about
in a
Judy
while.
Tyson.
I'm
They-
blaming Mikhail too.
Yeah,
No one tell me no one's doing it.
Tell me, Chris. Tell him, John.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think
Yeah.
we spent a lot of time in UNO. Are we good? Can we keep
Yes,
going?
please.
Yeah, we're good.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm like, it's like the greatest sin in the world either. Given
Yeah.
Japan.
Gotcha. I have comments for you later, Mikkel, but I'll wait.
Fair enough.
Anyways, so Dororo, also known as the Fifth Frog in Sergeant Frog.
Yeah. That's cool.
I was meaning to. I wrote that. The only thing I wrote down for Dororo was that. I have other actual things in my head, but I thought it was a good one. Anyways, I'll start with Leslie just because I. Oh wait, she never watched it. Never mind. I'm out. Why don't I start description wise with Dobler?
Right. So, Lord of Japan guy, or not Lord of Japan, a daimyo in Japan. So like a baron. There's massive famine, and he goes, "What can I do to fix this?" And he goes, "Oh, I can sell my firstborn child to the devil," and he does that, and then the child survives, having all of his organs and skin stripped away, and then we meet this little kid who's like amazing. He's named Dororo.
Not.
And then the puppet comes in, and the puppet is badass, but apparently can't talk. And then the puppet becomes a real boy, I think.
I think the puppet is supposed to be the blind, the eyeless, or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, that's who he is. But then, like something weird happens to him at the end.
Yeah, he does some jittery, shaky
Oh.
thing.
I can answer this.
Ooh.
He becomes a real boy.
No,
That's
no.
what I said.
So he's reclaiming the parts of the body that he lost when he was born.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
that turned over
That
my
makes
head.
sense.
That does make sense.
I mean, that was probably gonna be explained in like the next episode, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But
Thank
Yeah.
you, though, Mikkel. That's very informative.
yeah,
It's
so
true.
so I really thought this episode started off super slow. The first like 8 minutes where they're going through the massive backstory, I honestly think would have been better to reveal over time rather than just dumping it on us in the start.
Sure.
But then we got to like the opening, and the opening was like again like more boogie than boogie pop. So really good. And then we meet Dororo, and Dororo is just a fantastic character. Like Dororo sold me on this anime by himself after I basically gave up on the anime in the first 5 minutes, and Dororo just yanked me back in and made me actually like it.
Mhm.
So yeah, badass little 6-year-old is, or whatever, however old he is, probably more like 10, whatever.
I'm gonna just boogie back off of your comments for a second and say I agree with everything you said except for one little thing. I think
Uh-oh.
the intro is really good, but I don't like the fact it went from like a super serious dark moment into like I think the first lyric is like about dancing or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't really suit what had just happened before. Yeah, that's fair.
and a lot of the animes in this season do this for some reason, so I'll probably complain about it again later. But the song is really good too. I like to clarify. I think the song is really good, but it just took me out of it for like a quick second before I was brought back in.
Bad pacing.
What was that, Jeffy?
Nothing.
Okay, fair enough. Why don't you go next, though, Jeffy? Your thoughts on Dororo?
Dororo, the Baron didn't know that he was going to trade his first son for the power.
Yeah, but he
He
was
found
totally
out
okay
when-
with it.
He found out when it was born like that, and then he accepted it.
He more than accepted it. He was like, "Shut up, bitch. He's dead now."
Yeah.
Like,
First me another son, you brood whore.
Yeah.
was-
We'll make more.
like I thought maybe I wound up having sympathy for him because he's doing it to save his starving people, and then like, no.
Yeah.
I'll be the leader of everything. Let me see. Dororo. I do like the character Dororo. Shit's legit. Good art. Good story. Good vibes. This anime slaps. Shit slaps hard, my dude.
Hey.
I like a lot of the art. I really like the design of that. Of both monsters. The one in the river we saw, and the one later that attacks those fine citizens who were retaliating against the punk thug who was stealing from them.
So the one in the other river.
Yeah, the other river. Well, it was a bridge river one. The other one was like, yeah, I digress. So I do like the art. Another thing, like the lightning effects, I liked how they were done, how it's used. The overall style of who the fuck has a shrine to demons?
Yeah, it's I would
Yeah.
not make those stones either.
I thought that's just a generic Buddha
who
shrine.
built
It's just like generic Buddhism shrine that they just sort of like use to summon evil or something. I don't really know.
Mhm.
That was kind of
Why
weird.
is that there? How is that there? That I didn't understand or like.
Well, the other question is, why is the Buddha guy in that temple all the time if he believes in Buddha and not the demons?
Well, he thought he was going to lose his faith because of how awful things were. So
Yeah,
he did believe
and
in
he said-
Buddha.
Yeah, I do like the blind, and I really like how it is. We have a handy capable protagonist. You don't see that a lot in anime, and it's very inclusive for anime, who usually they don't have a disabled protagonist.
I feel like that's reaching for things to compliment it on.
Well, on
It's
a side
okay as
note,
long as it's not metal hands.
I'm just saying.
Well, I say check your privilege, you able-bodied.
John, how fucking dare you, by the way?
I was waiting for
Oh,
that.
trust me, Josh will remember this.
And I'm a little intrigued about the. I assume the build-up of the confrontation between the able-bodied son and the original firstborn son who has the inheritance right.
Mhm.
I expect that to come to fruition. I felt they could have fleshed out the Lord better. I don't know. He felt kind of one-dimensional.
Mhm.
It's the dad of the boy in the river. And I assume the old man who saw him. Also, I like that he can't see, hear, smell, or nothing. He just senses the demons in the areas.
Mhm.
Not my favorite, but better than most animes I saw this season.
Very fair. Reasonable. Okay. Why don't I go to Chris next?
It wasn't bad. I don't really know what else to say. Kind of interesting. I like the combat, the animation. I'm okay with the douche dude being one-dimensional. 'Cause, I mean, he's really just serving the purpose to probably pit this son against another and make mom play favorites. Yeah, Dororo was fine too. I mean, he's not the first scrappy thief kid we've seen.
Yeah.
Like, what else? What was that anime I thought? Fist in the North Star.
I get a lot of
Eh,
Fist of the North Star's vibes from this anime, honestly speaking.
We got a silent protagonist who beats shit up, a scrappy kid who talks a lot and steals shit. The only thing we don't got is Mad Max themes.
Though I think they came out like very similarly in the same era, so that does make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, this is like a remake anime, ain't it?
Yeah, this is like made by the guy who made Astro Boy, so.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh,
I've seen the art style. That
okay.
makes sense.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Oh, you mean the original manga? Yeah.
The
I was
original,
gonna say
yeah.
he's long dead.
Yeah, not this one. That would be really spooky, actually. That would involve more than demons, I feel. Yeah.
I'm back from the shrine. All right. That's all I gotta say.
Sweet. I don't think John went yet. Question mark.
I didn't.
Okay. go ahead.
So when I suggested this, I only read the description and didn't see any screenshots. So when I actually started watching this, I thought, wait a minute, this looks pretty fucking familiar.
Hmm.
And it turns out when I went to UBCon last year, there was a panel called Weird Ass Anime or something along those lines. And this was one of the animes that they suggested that I watch because I written it down. I was like, oh, that's what it's called. And I found it on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And then I want to see like compare and contrast it just to see like what they updated. And I think they updated it really well. I thought it was pretty interesting. Just in terms of like updating all of like the the dog's important.
I'm shocked.
To be honest, I have no idea what the dog does. He's kind of there, but they don't explain it in episode 1.
Uh-huh.
But he's but in the modern adaptation, I think that the action scenes are pretty interesting, especially because they're trying to flesh out the fact that he doesn't have like arms or legs, so he kind of has to focus his combat around having 2 katanas for arms. I don't know if I'd unless we vote for it, I don't know if I'd willingly continue to watch it. The concept is super interesting, but I don't know if I'd like come back to it like every single week as soon as it comes out. It'd be something I'd probably binge once it fully comes out, though.
Makes sense. Mikhail, I think you're last again, if I recall. So go ahead.
Yeah. So the Shao Tucker of 2019 is Daigo as the shittiest father ever.
God, oh.
Yeah.
The intro, I was thinking was a little much to start, but I mean, I'd rather you tell me, a bad story ahead of time. Tell me a good story may come at some point, and that's pretty much what they did.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for the midwife. She did nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I hope to see that Blind Samurai come by again. I hope he's a very important part. I've never seen that original series like John mentioned, but I like the series how it goes. I'm really weirded out that he did not save the. Not that his job is to save people, but he only went to jump into the fight when Dororo got attacked, not when the other guys that were there getting killed by the monster showed up. I expect a lot of like awkward moments in the next couple episodes. And I haven't seen the original series, but it'd be really screwed up if the second child starts getting ailments as he gets better.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't vote for the series, I feel sorry for you, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty good. Probably the solid series for the whole season.
Don't pity me, Mikhail. Get out of here. But anyways, anything else? Or
No, did Leslie have any notes?
no, she didn't watch it because it's on Prime.
Damn.
Okay. So yeah, let's keep on going to My Housemate is a Cat. Hello. So yeah, I nominated this. I will give it a description. Once upon a time, there's a dude. His family dies. He writes professionally. He has writer's block. He goes to pay respects to the old family who passed away. Finds the cat. Adopts the cat. That's the anime. Ta-da! His housemate is a cat. It's actually it hits themes much better than what I'm describing, though.
Not really.
No, I heavily disagree, actually. It hits, like, it hits, like, loss. It hits writer's block. It hits other themes like that. I'll go deeper as we talk, but why don't I start with Chris?
All right. It was an alright anime.
Mhm.
This is another one Danielle was around to watch for, which she enjoyed this more than I did. I don't know. The humor in it wasn't exactly humorous,
Sure.
but I did like the two sides of the coin thing they did with human perspective of what the cat's doing, cat's perspective of what's going on in their life, how that all came together. That was kind of interesting. But otherwise, would I watch it? Probably not. Probably wouldn't continue watching this.
Fair.
It's there.
Cool. Why don't I go to Dobler next?
Yeah, so I mean, it started off as a surprise because like I was expecting comedy, and then suddenly funeral and parents are dead.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
Uh-huh.
But then we sort of got into it, and like I sort of was digging the cat, digging that whole vibe. And then it was the most confusing thing to me. They had the cat's perspective, and like cat perspective is cool, but we didn't need to see the exact same scene from cat perspective. Like you just doubled the length of the episode for nothing. So that actually like took me off the anime. Like if it was just new content from cat's perspective, I probably would have liked it a lot more. But that's not what we got.
Very fair. Mikael, your thoughts?
I'm not liking it. It's the abandoned person grows up on their lonesome, but makes it on their own, and then we find out he's not a really good stable person. So he gets to eat, sleep, and now the person in his house, which just happens to be a cat, kind of helps and takes care of him. Or I mean that's what the first episode's probably about. And I don't think much is going to happen other than we're going to hear a story about the story he's writing, and maybe how he gets closer to the cat. And I don't think much is going to happen.
Fair enough.
But that cat better not die, though.
I see.
That's shitty writing, then.
Oh, yeah. It better not do that thing I dislike, or it's bad. Jeffy, you're next.
I agree with a lot what was said. I'm probably leaning more towards Josh's opinion, where it's good. I was a little ticked off that they just redid the cat's perspective to fill time, I thought. But on the flip side, it wasn't solely like stuff we hadn't seen before, because he went into the cat's backstory of growing up on the streets and losing one of their siblings to hunger and it dying in front of his eyes. So that wasn't done in the first, in the human's perspective. So to say that it's just a rehash is...
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, it's not just a rehash.
Yeah.
But I do like the cat. I like that they actually gave, I think later on they switched where they both had their thoughts at the same time, but through the perspective, it was solely his thoughts, and then it was kind of like a surprise where, oh, by the way, we hired a voice actor for this cat. Which I enjoy, and I just like tsundere cats.
Really?
Now my debt is paid for you. I mean, all cats are tsundere, but I enjoyed it. It was one of the higher ones I ranked on my list, which is surprising for me because I usually don't like slice of life. Maybe I got a soft spot for cats.
That's very true. Okay, I'll go next just to add a little bit more talk to it, just to defend myself a little bit more.
Let's see what my notes were. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me pull up my notes.
Awkward pause.
Tsundere cat will heal all wounds. This, yeah, it's also good. Never mind. I'm done.
Cool. So yeah, I disagree with Dobler, but also will agree in the future, in the sense where I like the fact that they did the two's perspective for episode 1, because it really fleshed out the cat's thoughts, which I don't think would have been really as impactful if it was two different scenarios. Because especially after scenario 1, a lot of things didn't make sense. from the first watch until you saw it in the cast perspective. Because once again,
I
Jeffrey says,
I think I'm gonna push back against that. Like I guessed where the cat was coming from on everything, and I'm not a cat person. Maybe that helps me somehow magically.
but like I
Dogs
feel like
for life.
I feel
but-
like seeing it is way better than just assuming it. And just getting it from the cast perspective is a touch that most animes wouldn't do, I feel. I do agree that if it was like this every episode, it would get pretty boring and I wouldn't enjoy it.
Oh
but-
yeah, no, that's like I don't expect it to.
Me neither, yeah.
Like I think it would have been a stronger first episode if we hadn't had the rehash. As what it really comes down to for me.
Right. And I respect the opinion. I just disagree with it. I think it's a unique first way to do it. But agree, disagree, etc., etc.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I only nominated the anime Real Talk because I was looking at our nominations at the time and was like, oh, we got a lot of like grim shit going in here, and like we got nothing really positive until like maybe Weiss, because I have no idea what that thing's about, and Kaguya-sama, because I really had no expectations on Ueno. So I'm like, I'm just gonna nominate something that's fluffy and nice, and if no one watches it, that's whatever, what. These things usually never would anyways. I ended up really liking it. So I like the fact that it has juxtaposed themes. I like the fact that the cat is actually a character and isn't just meowing in the corner every 2 seconds. I surprisingly liked it. So John, I think you're last.
Yeah. So I'm gonna agree with a lot what you said, Josh, in terms of I like the fact that they split it up. Because it did give us a unique insight. Because yes, we can assume, but I like to actually be told it. And then at the very end, I hope the rest of the anime is going to go like at the very end where we can hear both the cat and dude's thoughts at the same time. You know, the whole like tuna can scene.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that's the way that the anime is going to go. It made like watching the whole thing just made me feel good. And this is probably something I won't watch by myself, but I definitely watch it with Alex because she loves cats.
Aw, that's cute. If Alex likes it, tell her that Josh was actually the one who voted and nominated it, and he's the cool guy. Thank you.
I told her about it, and she said we're watching an episode of it for date night.
Aw, I thought for sure you were gonna say, "Dad, let's watch Inuyasha instead," but okay.
Yes, we'll both love Shippo at the same time.
Cool. Okay, I think that is enough on Cat for now. Rising of the Shield Hero. Sweet. Why don't we have... John, I know you just talked, but why don't you give a description and your thoughts?
Okay, so a dude walks into a library and finds a book about a legendary prophecy of these 4 heroes that save a world from an impending danger. He flips through and sees that there's a sword, a spear, and a bow hero, and then he finds the shield hero. He looks through all the lore of them and then finally gets to the shield hero and realizes, oh wait, this is blank. And then now he's transported to another world where he and 3 other dudes are the legendary heroes, and he is embodying the shield hero. Through unfortunate circumstances, he finds that the shield hero is now very much looked down upon. And
sorry about the click.
At the very end, towards the very end of the series, he is completely scrutinized and outcast due to manipulation, and he sets off to make his own way as the shield hero.
Very fair. Okay, sweet. Your thoughts?
My thoughts. Watching this at the beginning, I was so steamed and it made me so angry, but the fact that it was giving me like a good rise in my chest makes me want to watch it a lot more. This is really high ranked for me because I want to see like this like release and tension that I'm feeling like watching this. I want to see him kick the crap out of all those other heroes and like the entire town for doubting him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he seems like he's not like the smartest dude, but at least he's genuine rather than like the other dudes who are like so pompous and like I really wanted the shield hero like during the scene where they were surrounding him with spears to just like run up to the spear hero and sock him in the face. I just want that release of like, yes, he can fucking do it, you bastards.
Yeah. Very fair. Anything else to add or?
No, that's about it. I will definitely watch this even if it's not picked.
Cool. Dobo, your thoughts?
Yeah, so I really sort of like the opening hook I don't remember why. That's just what I wrote in my notes was that I liked the opening hook. There's a couple like dumb notes that I have in here, basically that revolved around me not realizing I was watching complete trash subs. So I guess we can skip those two.
Sure.
Yeah. So it started off like it got pretty bad for the open bit. Like everyone thinks you're awful stick, like definitely got old very fast.
Sure.
And we just sort of kept going with it for a while. And so like literally my notes say 50 minutes in feels like bad Konosuba, and I don't like Konosuba.
Sure.
And then we get to like and like it was very obvious she was gonna betray him. And then she does, and it's like Phoenix. This makes Ace Attorney look reasonable. like come on, this is ridiculous. Yeah, but then we got past that, and then suddenly like he's figuring out how to use his powers. He's being a little bit badass. He's I'm actually like suddenly kind of enjoying it, and which was not where I expected to be after like the first 30 minutes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we wind up in a slaver with him as a slaver, and I'm like, wait, I'm not okay with this. Like either this anime is gonna proceed to with him very literally destroying this slavery, like we're gonna get something out of whatchamacallit, Game of Thrones. If you know what I mean? Where it's just like you can't, joke's on you, there are no slaves where I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so either that happens or it is going to be complete and total garbage. There is just no middle ground. So yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Cool.
So I am cautiously optimistic with the emphasis on caution.
Very fair. Why don't I go to Miko next?
Okay. Another isekai. It's like they do them all the time almost now. But this is a different one, and I like it mostly because one, it started from a book, not from a game.
Well, like primarily all of them come from light novels.
Right. But
you mean like them entering the world thing?
Yeah. Him entering the world is because of reading the book, not like the other ones who were playing their own games.
Sure.
And then I like the fact that while they're all from Japan, they're all parts of alternate reality Japan, which gave a little bit more like credence to this. It may happen to more than one people kind of scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're going back to your home doesn't mean everyone's going back to that same home scenario. Sucks to be him on getting like the rough end of trust and whatnot in the town. Yeah, I know Dober's making a question or statement about him going to the slavers, but I'm assuming he's already not liked and not like respected and degraded in the public eye, and he's just going to go and get, from based on what I'm seeing in the intro and outro or whatever, his party will just be the people who are the disregarded people of society, like the demi-humans and such, and he'll just be the hero of those people. I think it has good potential overall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What was that, Chuffy?
Nothing.
Okay, fair enough. Keep going, Miko.
Yeah, I'm cool with the system so far. I still find it weird that the heroes can't interact or be near each other, but they spent the whole night together with their weapons and not a problem.
Well, it's not that they can't interact. Apparently, they don't EXP gain if they're together.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. It's not terribly clear.
Yeah. But yeah, like I'm glad he's now on the new route, not taking the public's eye. He's hated, disrespected, but he's still going to be a hero regardless. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay. I'll go with Leslie next. Oh, another isekai anime. Oh. Oh, the protagonist is a loser with the worst weapon ever and no girlfriend that hopes to meet a girl in this new world. Oh. What? The protagonist gets falsely accused by rape and is then banished from the land but still has to fulfill his hero duties without any help whatsoever? So now he has to rely on the black market slaves to be his party members? Okay, now I'm intrigued. Obviously a very anti-Me Too anime, but the plot twist had a bit of a hook. Would be willing to see this more than others. Cool. So that is Leslie's. I'll go with me next because it's the easy transition for me. I really liked Shield Hero at the end. I knew the twist happening before even going in because people talked to me about Shield anime beforehand. It's the reason I nominated it. Chris even asked me like, Josh, you never nominate stuff like this. You look like you would hate it. Why did you nominate this? Because I talked about it with people about it like half a year ago or something like that. And I knew a little bit about it. And even then, knowing that, I thought the first half of this anime was so like boring. Like I was just like, oh my god, what did I get myself into? But when the twist happened, I was a little bit more intrigued. I don't know anything that happens beside the fact that a twist happens. But I feel like they're going the route of redemption, and this guy has now like a very negative look on life, negative look on this world, negative look on many things in general. Feels like everyone's going to betray him, and then through meeting this captive slave girl, she's going to help him learn like there's things to trust in this world, and then he's going to teach her other things, power, etc., etc. I don't know where this anime is going really, but I like redemption stories a lot, even if they're very similar. So I'm on board with it. However, obviously there's potential to screw up, especially the fact that it's an isekai, which I've seen a million times. There are a lot of hidden layers though that I'm intrigued in as well. Like, so I wouldn't be against this winning as well. But my thoughts. Chris, you didn't go yet, right?
No, I didn't go yet.
Go ahead.
Anime's alright. The main character's kind of, I don't know. I don't really like him at the beginning. I don't really like him at the end. I don't know who invented this alternative or summoned heroes are from alternative worlds bit, but Slime uses the same thing.
It's
And-
a genre now. We just
Yeah.
have to. It also was invented by Dot Hack, which was
Okay.
good.
No,
Hey.
it wasn't invented by Dot Hack. That was
I'm
I'm
pretty
trapped
sure
in the
Dot
video
Hack
game
was
and I died
isekai.
for real.
Yeah, but Dot Hack is isekai now. It's been retconned
I-
into being isekai.
I get that, but the whole summoned heroes are just from alternate Japan trope. Because
Alice in
it's
Wonderland
been
is
in
the
the few
first isekai?
isekais. Either way, I like how Slime did it
I
better.
guess yeah. Alice in Wonderland is isekai.
Mm-hmm.
I'll allow it.
Nice. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyways, it's fine. I might watch this one on my own, even if the main character's kind of blah, just to see how this new character, the slave bear girl, I don't know.
Is the other bear or
What-
cat? I can't really tell.
She looks, yeah, I don't know either.
Slave,
Prob-
animal, half human, Ajin, whatever they translate that word is in the good subs. Please tell me you
Homunculus.
people watch the good subs and not the bad subs.
I watched the
Yeah,
bad.
Ajin or
I
some
am
other
so
bullshit.
sorry. It was the bad subs are just actually trash.
Yeah, they were
Like,
pretty
it's
bad.
so
Even I
bad.
thought they were pretty bad. I don't really have an opinion.
Like the first like they even mistranslated bitch.
Oh yeah, no, I was kind of like, do they not have a word for this in Japan when they said that?
So bitch is the Japanese word for whore. It's one of my favorite false cognates in any language pair ever.
Okay, they don't have a Japanese word for whore?
No, they do. It's just bitch is more bitchy is more like slang.
Jeff, is everything okay, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued to see how it works out. But we still should have watched Slime last season, and Josh is wrong about it.
I could go into long tirades about Slime, but now
I would be okay with this show getting. I'd be okay with any show getting vetoed this season for some reason or another.
Yeah, I hear it. I'm not too attached
Like,
to
it's not-
anything,
it's not-
and if
like,
I
I
am,
don't
I'm
think
gonna
they're gonna
watch
get-
it.
Like the only show I'd be upset if we watched is Ueno, and I don't think that's happening.
Oh baby.
But if everything else gets vetoed,
Didn't you guys read the rules? Everything gets converted at the end.
I
No.
thought you said there were no vetoes.
There were no vetoes, but everything converts to UNO, obviously.
Oh, that part of the rules. The
Yeah.
small print.
Should have read. Oh. But yeah, I think all that's left is Jeffy. So go ahead, Jeffy.
Oh, probably one of my favorites. Save whatever that name of genre is. Animes I've seen so far, at least for episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the betrayal and coming up from the bottom after losing everything. I understand why he has a shitty outlook. I'd have a shitty outlook too, so I can really project myself onto the protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much everything everyone else has said so far, except I think he'll probably treat that slave girl not like a slave. I hope, and I'm hoping, and think will happen, and actually treat her like a human being because he's being treated like an outcast. So he knows how that feels.
Mm-hmm. My prediction is that he's gonna treat her terribly at first, and then realize some error in his way, and then not do so.
Is it better to be born good or to overcome your evil instincts through great effort?
The philosophy. This is now a philosophy stream, by the way.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that's more engaging
Oh no,
of a story.
I'm not against it either. This is my current
Like,
hypothesis.
all over the whiteness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
So I like. I wish he was a little bit more complex, but I like that he can't use a weapon at all, so he is completely dependent on his party, and he's not even allowed to equip weapons. So his workaround was to just leave the enemies attached and biting him underneath his cloak, and to grab them and use them as weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Really thought that was an interesting workaround for his predicament and shows his resourcefulness. Yeah. And like I said, I like the betrayal, and I'm just super rooting for him, even though, like, at first I was like, blase, who cares?
Right.
And then, like I said, as soon as that betrayal hit, I, like, sat up in my seat and was like, oh shit, what's going on in this thread?
Uh-huh.
That's my opinion.
Cool.
Oh, and I probably will watch it even if it's not voted.
Sweet. Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch episode 2 and then we'll talk.
Yeah. No,
Because this could go very, very south very fast.
yeah, it's definitely on that tightrope right now, where it could become amazing or it could become really bad. So, but I've heard good things from people who've read the manga, or light novel. So, continuing on, Revisions, the Netflix show that's not in America yet, but apparently all 12 episodes were released on Netflix Japan, I think. So hopefully you watch episode 1 and not 12. And hopefully you only watch one episode, because if you watched all 12, whoops. Why don't I start, and please give a description with Chris.
This is a movie about a boy steeped in delusions until he has a mental breakdown and hallucinates a monster attacking him on a roof. But
You think it's a hallucination?
no. It just seems like he was having a mental breakdown the whole fucking episode. Yep. About a bunch of kids who, one of which was kidnapped in a early age, and I don't know why they were trying to threaten the kids for shit, because kids ain't got shit. But, yep. Magical Samus Zero Suit shows up, saves the day from monsters.
Informed kid that he is actually the most powerful special in the universe.
Doesn't she kind of look like 2B, kind of?
Nah,
Doesn't
she looks
she?
like
2B?
Zero Suit Samus. She doesn't
2B?
look like 2B at all.
What do you
Go
mean?
play Nier Automata before you
No,
start
not
quoting
2B.
this
Not
shit.
2B.
Oh,
Forgotten
Zero
Rings.
2.
02, thank you, sorry.
Yeah, it's similar
Yeah.
vibes, except for 02 is a much more interesting character from the start.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just saying, just physically wise.
I mean,
they both
The
have pink
hair,
hair.
yes.
That's about it, I think.
But
in terms of
otherwise,
similarities.
aesthetically, definitely Zero Suit Samus.
I agree with the rest. Sorry, continue on.
It's like Zero Suit Samus who let her ponytail down.
Samus would never let her ponytail down. Cannot imagine.
Tell
Real Samus don't come out the chute.
him.
No, real Samus goes to have a drink at the bar after. 100%.
Yeah, boy.
Real
That's the
Samus
canon.
takes it through one of the vents in the suit. The
What
drink,
event
that is. Anyways, yeah. That's about it. Paranoid delusional kid breaks down, see shit.
Fair.
I go next?
Yeah, go ahead,
Yes.
Jeffy.
After this, I'm gonna go inside and start painting because my friends have been waiting for a bit.
Word.
And also, this is the last one I watched.
Makes sense.
CG, why bother? Dude can't even curl dumbbells right. He doesn't go down for maximum extension in his curls.
Damn.
So it starts that he talks a lot of talk, but he's a little bitch. Which shows itself throughout the entire anime, where he's like running away to the door, like I can't do nothing. Like old bitch. And I got more upset that he was just like, "Oh, here's your mech now."
Yeah, I agree.
It didn't feel earned. It didn't feel earned at all, and I got upset and resented that this was happening to him. And like, fuck you, dude. And that was my opinion.
That's very reasonable. And what? Also enjoy painting. Good buddies.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, my dude.
Yeah.
You can add my plugs are
Yeah.
and I don't have no plugs. Slipperson or
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
on Twitch.
Talo.
And I don't know Do Wolf on Twitch as well. And I forgot Mike Prisman on Twitch as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very informative.
Aw.
He loves us. He really loves us.
I don't know why, but thank you.
Yeah. Have a good time, Jeff. Peace. Okay. Why don't I go with John next?
I'm sorry I didn't watch this one.
What the fuck, John? Oh,
This
I wish
one
you
and-
anime.
It's this one and Love is War that I didn't watch. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You
fuck
watched
it.
Grim Notes? It's
You
over
watched-
this?
Grim
I
Notes.
watched it too.
But over this?
It came out last night.
Revisions has been out. Oh, right. Revision isn't out on legally. Right. Whoops.
John, what the fuck? Okay. It's fine. Who else didn't watch before I proceed? Is it just John?
Yes.
Apparently.
Oh, Leslie didn't watch it either, just to let you know. Okay. Mikhail, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you're yelling. Just threw me off. Which one are we discussing?
Revisions. My
Oh.
yelling threw you off.
All right, so this show, kid is told his destiny and obsesses over it for like the last 10 years until it happens, and then he's like, "Yo, this is that moment," and then he totally freezes again. So it's like I wasn't prepared, even though I prepared my whole life for this. Also, he gets a pseudo Gundam, which I would accept if I couldn't still see him halfway in that Gundam suit. It's really awkward. I don't think this is going to be a long-term good series. I mean, 3D wise, it looks all right.
At times.
Yeah, I don't expect much.
Uh-huh.
I know there's a hidden plot, and we already know time travel's a factor, but
Yeah.
I feel it's going to turn into this, oh man, this is happening because you did this that was going to happen that caused this, that's going to turn into an infinite loop. And when I hear those stories...
Oh, yeah, it's 100% going for that. It is 100% a closed loop.
Yeah.
Which means nothing really matters. They will.
I mean, I've seen it be done well. But I don't have faith that this is going to be done well.
Mhm.
If you tell me you've seen it done well and that answer is Final Fantasy VIII, I'm going to cut your tires.
Final Fantasy VIII suffers from a bad translation more than anything else.
Okay.
It has a good card game in it.
does.
The card game is fantastic.
But I'm done. I'm not watching this.
Okay. Doler, you go next.
Yeah. So, first of all, oh god, the CG. Like, please, no, stop.
Uh-huh.
But like, so main character, he likes to escalate, and I'm getting like serious worm flashbacks here. So it's a real shame Jeffy's gone.
Uh-huh.
But because like Taylor Hebert, like premium escalator right there,
Uh-huh.
and this is just not as good as Worm, not even close.
Uh-huh.
So like, you know, like we killed off some random extras. Things have gone like got super dark super fast, but like, yeah, I'm not intrigued. You don't just hand it like she here. So we're in the pink-haired woman's past relative to when the kids met her earlier, and she hears his name and immediately goes, "Oh, you're the kid I'm supposed to give the mech to." And also, like, the reason that she had to go back in time to save them was because presumably the other group that kidnapped one of them and tried to get them all to come was also from the future, was from the other side. Like, I'm 100% certain of this.
Yeah.
And so, like, we have a ontological problem on multiple levels here, where this loop has multiple non-existent starting points, and yeah, this is looking to be a mess. It's looking to be a hot mess.
What does this plot and CG have in common? Oh, got him.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad.
Oh, bro. From what I can see, I agree. But yeah, I think that's everyone. So I'm gonna keep going unless someone wants to add something on revisions. No. Cool.
No.
Perf. Okay, Grim Notes, the animation. Watched it this morning. Did anyone not watch it? Leslie didn't, by the way. Okay.
Wait, everyone else watched it?
I'm actually also surprised. So
Yeah, I
I
watched it.
think I watched it.
Oh wait, we're saying who did or did not?
Did.
Because I
Did.
Alright,
okay.
I did,
Wow,
but
good
I'm
job, people.
gonna
I'm
go
sorry.
to
You
sleep
shouldn't have.
now.
Okay, Miko, you watched it?
Yes, I did. I watched it.
Sweet. Mikael. No, actually, Dobler. Your thoughts and No, wait, you just did revision. No, Chris did revision.
No, I did not
Dobler,
just do.
go ahead.
Yes,
Grim Notes.
sweet. Okay, Grim Notes. So there's these books they go into, and their stories, and they've gone wrong, and they have to make them right because this was a video game. And I knew this was a video game when I picked it,
It's
but
true.
I knew one song from the video game, and I
Uh-huh.
really liked that song, so I picked it anyway.
Yes, that is all
And,
correct.
So that song itself did not appear, which made me super sad, but the motifs from it did appear several times, which almost made me happy and almost made up for the show being just super mediocre in every way.
Yay! Okay, cool.
The battle scene was actually really well done at the end, I thought. But yeah, no. Our plot overall was sort of just super mad. Or super meh.
Mhm.
I hate when problem is basically fixed via amnesia, and that's basically how they fix the problem at the end.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris. Okay, please continue.
No, I'm done.
Okay, sweet.
That was good timing.
Yeah, it was great timing actually. I'll go next, and I agree with basically everything you said. But my only complaint also with the fight scene, I think the fight scene itself was executed fine. It was just really like enemy moves, good guy uses his superpower, enemy gets defeated, but which is fine.
I mean,
But
yeah.
I don't like the fact that they become other people. I feel like it takes away from their own accomplishments.
Yeah, I kind of thought it would be like they put on like a dress, I guess, like a more traditional magical transformation, and it's
Sure,
like, no,
yeah.
we are girls now. Girls are guys now.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm okay. Trans is awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Not hating
but-
on but it's like you literally become a different person, which is different than you just putting on a dress or transformation, as you said. It'd be like if
Yeah.
Sailor Moon was replaced with a different character every time she transformed. It just seems like it takes away a little bit of the accomplishments.
Yeah.
And then other than that, yeah, a lot of the plot is a mess. I wasn't really that surprised about the twist because there's no other real characters that would make sense unless they introduced the character right there, which was possible, but I didn't think of it at the time. And yeah, the characters are very generic. I do like Gun Girl a little bit. Shane, I think her name is. Sean,
Yeah.
something like that.
Shane.
Yeah. I don't really actually have a reason why.
I thought Shane was the guy though, the guy who wasn't the main guy.
No, I'm pretty sure that's her name. I'm like
That's
nearly
her.
positive.
Maybe I was thrown off because, like, you know, Shane is a guy's name.
Yeah. I think his name is Rao or something. It's Rao.
Oh,
a weird
yeah,
one.
all right, Tao.
Tao,
is
that's
the-
it. Tao. Yeah.
Tao and X are the guys, and then there's the princess girl who has a name, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure as well. She's important, I believe.
Oh, she's a main character.
I
Most are
believe.
traditionally important.
I would assume at least. It's hard to say. Maybe she'll turn to Cinderella, and that's her real important character. Oh. But
Yeah.
it wasn't great. But maybe Mikael disagrees with me. Thoughts? Questions?
So yeah, grim notes are just grim fairy tales with, more messed up things happening. Basic party structure in an isekai scenario. So I feel it's like with Isekai, we're going to go into this week kind of show, which I mean, I guess is okay. I don't hate it. I would have liked to have an episode that wasn't Red Riding Hood to start off because that felt pretty like too safe of an episode. And also would have like had. I assume the next episode or two is probably the background episode stuff, like how these people met and who these people are and why they can do it. But
Sure. Yeah.
it's not a bad show. I mean, I may give it another chance after the second episode, but I wouldn't sit there and be like, you gotta watch this shit, man.
Fair. Okay.
I will say, out of all the shows that we've watched that's game related, it seems the most like less likely to piss me off by the end.
What other shows have we watched that are game related?
Angels of Death, and
Oh, you're just wrong on that one though.
The anime was better than okay, but still wasn't great.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like average, but I think this is less than average.
Yeah.
I feel like
This is definitely worse than Angel of Death
Thank you.
so far.
Oh, well, I guess we'll agree to disagree because
I'll use facts and logic, but we'll do it a different time. Anything else, Mikael?
wasn't here for Angels of Death, but like
I'm so mad I missed Angels of Death conversation, real talk. I'm even worse mad that Chris sent me hate messages, and I was in an airplane and could not respond until I landed. So they showed up right as I was into the sky, so I looked at them the entire time, steaming with anger, but I knew I couldn't
Nice.
respond to them until I landed.
Nice.
All right, well, fair enough. I will get you. I have to find a way to get you that conversation.
Oh, I'll probably never listen to it, knowing how trash all y'all are, except for you, Dover.
All right.
But
don't judge me too soon.
I mean,
Yeah.
I accept the fact that I'm trash.
well, speaking of trash, then go ahead, John.
So I didn't hate this. I didn't know that was based on a game. I went in this completely blind.
Sure.
The idea of people going into storybook worlds that are somehow messed up, or grim fairy tale worlds that are messed up, it's okay. I just felt a little bit lost in like who exactly they are and what they're like entirely doing. But the fact that there's some kind of entity messing up storybooks kind of makes me think, oh, it's a monster, kind of like a Monster of the Week show where we can figure out how the fuck they're going to mess up certain grim fairy tales, even more messed up than they already are. So it seems interesting, but not something that I would go out of my way to watch by myself.
Fair.
Chinky.
Okie dokie. Okay, I think that... Oh, Leslie didn't watch it. No surprise really on that one, due to her lack of time this morning, but just thought I'd let you know. So, let's continue on to The Promised Neverland. Why don't I let John explain this one?
Okay. So with a name like The Promised Neverland, you would think that, oh, it's probably going to be some kind of like youthful sort of dealio. No, it's an orphanage, and these kids are, staying with a person that they call mother, who tells them that they're going to be adopted and put into foster home someday. Cutesy, like hopeful. They just have a rule to never cross the Iron Gate because they'd assume that they just get lost or kidnapped or something like that, which is fine and good. We get to see the characters interact with each other, and then all of a sudden, one of their friends is going to be adopted. She's brought away beyond the gate, and she left her rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
They try to return her rabbit before she leaves, and turns out she is dead when they cross the gate. And they are actually in the orphanage for food.
Mm-hmm.
For these creatures, and now they have to find a way to escape.
Mm-hmm.
So my overall thoughts on this is actually I'm super intrigued on this one. Is I didn't. It's probably because it was late at night, but I didn't see that twist coming.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they were like, "Oh, I hope she's still around," and I saw just like a truck nearby, is like, "Oh, she's dead in the back of the truck, isn't she?" Oh, this is messed up. And then the monsters came out, and that turned this into something that I could definitely watch a lot more of, because I would like to see them work together as a big team of what did they say, 38 now 37 people or kids in that orphanage, something like that.
That's correct. I want it's something. It's. I thought it was 33, but you might be right on 38. I don't remember exactly.
I don't know, it
high
has-
30s.
Yeah.
Around the 30s, but I would love to see like huge, like a large teamwork, like somehow like in the second episode they start trying to convince everyone to like work together, and they even said they'd try to incorporate it into tag or something like that. And the fact that mom now like suspects something because the toy is there is super interesting. I would love to see more of it. Like, why the hell are there monsters there? Or is the outside world just monsters, and is there more farms like this?
Mhm.
I would like to see more of this.
Very fair. Dobler, why don't you go next?
Yeah, then there's more mysteries. Like, is mom actually a human? Is Isabel actually a human? Did she, just sort of side with the alien menace to save her own life, like some sort of asshole?
Mhm.
But yeah, I actually thought it was just super obvious the whole way through that where this was going.
Mhm.
Pretty much the second they said that they don't write back, basically confirmed it.
Sure.
Like they dead some way or another.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was super strong. Basically, I was super happy with this. I don't really have much to say intelligent about it. Like I do wish maybe it had. I wish this had a double length episode. They could have done with a double length episode.
That would have been cool for sure. And I also
Would this
heard-
be,
Go
do you
ahead.
think that should be a new standard for like opening animes now for like a 45-minute episode?
Oh, I get a lot of respect.
Oh
for
no, dear God, no! I want that anime to end.
it.
but- Like I feel like this. I wish it. Like the little kid. I wish we had known the little kid better. For instance,
Sure.
I feel like we barely even met her, and then she's the one that we need to have our heartstrings pulled when we see dead.
Mhm.
I wish maybe it had been a little less obvious, but again, like based on what I've seen elsewhere, like maybe I'm just too genre savvy at this point. Because I did see a lot of other people were confused by the twist, but
Mhm.
I mean, like the fact that they were aliens did catch me off guard. Did not see that part coming.
Mhm.
Did not see that it was aliens eating them.
Yeah.
Like that, like it was just like they're clearly being raised for slaughter. They have serial numbers on them.
Mhm.
I thought it was just gonna be Nazis or something. I thought it was just going to be Nazis.
You say Nazis?
Yeah. I
Cannibal
yeah.
Nazis.
Like, I
Surprise
thought
plot
that'd be
twist is actually
like,
goblins.
Thought was they were raising them for slave labor. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like did not. But yeah.
I will say the big twist for me, I as a guy who has not read this at all, but I knew a little bit about the backstory because for a long time this is considered one of the 3 new anime, in the Shonen Jump career. Because like One Piece, Bleach, Naruto are like the 3 gods of the old anime for them.
Mm.
And then it's supposed to be My Hero, Dr. Stone, which gets an anime next season, and Promise Neverland were supposed to be the new 3. Except that
What
I
was
heard
the first one?
My Hero or Boku no
Oh,
Hero.
yeah.
Dr. Stone, and this was supposed to be like they're supposed to be
Yeah.
like the king of the new 3. Although I heard that Promise Neverland is getting close to its end, so that might be much earlier than everyone expected. I don't know if this is a true thing. This is what I heard. So I just knew it was Shonen, so I didn't expect to actually see Connie's dead body because I just assumed Shonen doesn't do that. It's not very graphic, there's no like limbs cutting off or anything like that. So like, I'm not saying like, oh, it's so dark. It's probably nothing darker than you've seen like Death Note or something. But my perception of Shonen is pretty low right now. So as a Shonen Jump anime manga thing, I didn't expect to see anything too dark, even though I know the illusions were there. But yeah, I was overall very impressed with it as a guy coming in expecting to hate it, even though expectations were high, because I'm just like I play a lot of horror, so I'm like nothing's going to be that scary. I kind of wish they were actual cannibals and not alien demon things, whatever's, because I feel like that's scarier. But I'm fine with this too.
Knowing that it's Shonen explains to me why it's aliens, yeah. Because I had gotten real seinen vibes, and I had not expected it to turn out to be a Shonen.
Yeah. It's a very seinen-y shonen in my opinion, but it's definitely a Shonen Jump. So I feel like that's the reason they got through with it, because it was actual cannibals. Definitely not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope it's one of those things where like this is gonna sound really bad on camera, but I feel like I really hope a lot of the characters die in it.
I don't think we can
only
keep
have
track
only
of
3
like
of them are
30
really
plus
characters.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, we only have 3 of them that are actually characters so far, which is again like why this maybe needed a longer first episode to
Sure.
like
I
introduce us to more of them.
darker
but-
skinned guy. I don't remember his name. He's kind of a character too.
Don.
Don, is that his name?
I
Think it
don't
is.
even remember who you're talking about.
He's
They're
the one who was
like
close to
all
Connie as well. And then there was a little girl with glasses, if I remember. They, obviously it's only one episode. They got basically no screen time, but that's all I remember of the orphans so far. I don't remember the other 27 or whatever. But yeah. So I hope a lot of them die. Don't quote me on that. Watch my horror streams.
Be
Thank
right
you.
back posting things on Facebook.
Yeah. Big sweaty. Thankfully, no one watches these streams, so we're good. Mikkel, save me. Go ahead.
I was not prepped for this in the least.
Mhm.
I was all like, "Oh man, maybe they're just gonna have to go out in the world and learn about it, and just it's gonna be a nice, pleasant adventure." And oh god, I wasn't ready for this. Just okay, like I got the moment where she drops the bunny and she's panicked and she's expecting to see something bad. That's fair. I wasn't expecting to see that head and the angle, and just I literally felt my stomach drop because I wasn't ready for it.
Fair.
So far it has impressed me to the point that I know I will not watch it.
What?
Wait, what?
Like it's one of those really weird, screwed up animes.
I'm
that
glad we're
I
on veto
actually-
system again, by the way.
Like no, so it's in that one moment in those few scenes there. Like it actually scared me as an anime. Like
Aww, okay, that's cool. Never mind.
I felt like those kids there, and I was like, I was not ready for it.
That's
Um,
I dig that now.
Yeah. So I'm like, my immersion is good. I can stop here.
So you're just to confirm, not to call you out. I just want to confirm you're too scared to watch it. Not to throw shade, just curious.
I don't. So I used to see when this thing was getting translated a lot coming up, and I'm
sure.
like, I assume I'm going to see a lot of extra gore stuff that I don't want to see. So if it's not there, I could probably give it more. But like this initial shot, just makes me nervous to see what will go further on.
That's a very manly way to say yes. I appreciate
So
it.
what I'm hearing here is good thing we didn't have vetoes, or I would be very angry at Mikkel. Right now.
I mean, in fairness, this probably would have been maybe the third option to veto, but definitely not like the first.
I assume
I
you would
know-
have vetoed Weiss, right?
Yeah, that's from the sound
Yeah.
of what you've been saying.
Yeah.
That or what was the other one? There was another one.
You might
that-
know deserved to be vetoed.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't have even bothered to say.
I wouldn't have used my
because I didn't
veto
know I
on
was gonna get-
Ueno. My
Hmm.
vetoes are smart, and I feel like if the majority you voted on Ueno, I would have left the club anyway. So.
Oh yeah, my other vote was going to be the cat roommate thing because it gives me great vibes of March comes in like a lion again. and I
That
don't
is
wanna-
good.
That
Y'all
is
can suck
good.
this huge dick.
I'm not saying it's not a good show. I don't enjoy it.
Mars comes in like your anus, because like apparently you don't like that shit. Okay, I got you. Anyways, so I'll remain PG. Sorry, I forgot we were streaming.
Yeah.
Um,
But a lot of the setup work in Promised Neverland is really good and makes you feel like there's a lot of community and people that you should or characters you should learn.
a lot of what
Not
people?
made it known. We probably won't.
A lot of what people? Just confirm.
Huh?
You say a lot of what people?
Like characters that we should know or learn
Oh,
about.
I think it's a lot of Canadian people for a second. I'm like, what?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
How did you hear that?
I don't know. That's why I was confused what he said.
Yeah. I don't know. I may give it time again when it's done. I may just power watch it then, but definitely not ready for weekly watch.
Well, I got bad news for you, buddy, because it's one of our three.
Only I thought there were 4.
No, it's 3.
No, John changed his
I can't
vote.
count. No.
No, I
including-
retracted that.
Yeah, even the change, it's 3. I was bad at math.
Oh, even with the change, interesting.
Yeah. But okay, I think that's everyone's thought on Promised Neverland. Oh wait, I have Leslie. Sorry, Leslie, if you watch this. Let me get your notes out. This anime was a super hard shonen-like opening for an anime that is supposed to be about sad orphans. Holy crap! I was not ready for that! That twist was too good to reveal here. This anime is bound to be one of the breakout hits this season. Highly recommend watching. Cool. And
Spoiler
let's-
alert.
Man, people gotta get better at genre savviness. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
So, side note, I love that.
I like to suspend disbelief.
That's I wish I had it, so I don't blame.
I like actually. I don't know. I don't want to go back to just being surprised by everything. That sounds boring.
I'm just saying, she was surprised by Goblin Slayer, and it was the devil, and now this is surprised by this, and this is the anime of the season.
Okay, I don't think
That's
anyone
fair.
was surprised by Goblin Slayer in so much as like surprised by how far Goblin Slayer went.
Okay, also valid point.
Yeah. But
Like it was gonna go bad. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect any of that.
just ding twist. But I think that's enough on Promise Neverland. Let's go for the final one. Before we continue, did only me and Nobler watch Love is War?
I think Mikhail did, right?
No, I watched it.
You did?
Yeah.
So wait, so only John didn't, to confirm.
Oh, okay.
Well, and the people who aren't here didn't watch it.
I'm
So, like,
sorry.
majority of people
I had
didn't.
to take down Christmas decorations this morning.
Oh, okay. I see. It's a good
Ooh.
January excuse. I dig it. Okay, well then, John, just be quiet for like 15 minutes, and
All right.
the big
It's gonna
boys
go
will
that
talk about
long?
anime.
I'll just look up hentai.
There we go. That's my boy.
You
He's
mean
a truly
Ueno
member
episode
now.
2?
What was
You mean
Okay,
Ueno
no.
episode 2?
Hentai.
that? Dobler, tell me about Kaguya-sama Love is War.
So, boy loves girl, girl loves boy, but admitting you love somebody is tantamount to admitting you're the loser. Therefore, they must make the other person confess their love. That's pretty much the premise, yeah. Also, there's a third girl who's just throwing random chaos into their battles. She is best girl.
She's
by
best
a
girl.
lot.
She's great.
Like, actually, Chica is just best girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like I was laughing at times. I feel like this would work better as its original manga
Sure.
because basically there's so much narration, and I don't think that really works as an anime. I think it's gonna work better as just a text box in a manga.
Sure.
But you know, it also like the premise is one of the things I kind of hate in like Japanese culture is this idea of that like somebody's got to be on top,
Mhm.
and you're not a man if you're not on top,
Mhm.
and other things like that wind up playing into it. And like that also Leslie brought up in Shield Hero, but like I don't know why I was better with it in Shield Hero than I am here, despite this being probably a better show objectively than Shield Hero.
I also don't think it's very gender rolling in this one because it's more of a like.
It's not gender. Well, Kaguya acts extremely overly feminine at times when she's not trying to force herself to be.
Sure, but I just meant more of that game that they're playing isn't.
Yeah, but like when she turns tsundere, it feels wrong from her. It doesn't feel like it doesn't mesh with the hyper competitiveness very well in my head.
Mhm.
Which maybe that's part of why it bothers me more
Sure.
because of that. But yeah, I guess ultimately I am not confident that this will last. This show will last. I don't know how it keeps this going. This will they or won't they? When the answer has to be won't they for the comedy to continue. I don't know how you do. I don't know how you keep the audience interested. Or maybe I'm wrong. It'll wind up they will actually say yes somehow. But like I don't know how that happens given the premise of the show is them not being able to say yes.
Makes sense. I will reverse by saying I thought this was the best anime this season. I loved everything about it. I don't mind the narration. I think it's over the top to the point where it's like, they know what they're
I
going
did
for.
love how over the top the show was in general. Like this is
Yeah.
something you can't do almost in English because I feel like English audiences would just roll their eyes. And
Exactly.
English being either English speaking or literally English people who prefer their humor to be ultra understated.
Mm-hmm.
But-
For me, this is without a doubt the funniest anime that we have on this list, and probably a top 5 funny anime that we've watched in this club. Maybe even top 3. Once again, I don't really find humor in much anime that we watch in general, so the fact that this made me laugh in general is a really high thing. I like romances a lot. I am unsure also if I will eventually get tired of the will that they won't they, but right now, I didn't get bored for a second, which is very rare for this stuff for me.
I mean,
So,
you've read the manga, right?
I have not. So
Oh, I thought
I
you had.
know
Okay.
nothing about it. So, I might just go into the manga because of it because I really liked it, and I don't know if I can wait another week, but we'll
Yeah.
see. But I
Yeah,
loved
I
everything
might do
about it.
that too because I do think it'd be better as a manga, and like I also, God, where was I going with that sentence?
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Just want to know if they ever go anywhere. I don't know.
I'm cool with a long
We'll
burn.
see.
I watch a lot of slice of life too, though, so I'm probably more open to it than many other people. But I really liked everything about it. I laughed. I liked every character. I thought the engagement was fun. I'm very excited for next season. I did not vote for it though because one, I already locked in my votes, and two, I didn't think it was going to win because I didn't think anyone watched it. So I'll watch on my own free time. But Mikael.
I like part of it. I don't like part of it. So just like Dober said, people who like their jokes in English and stuff, like girlfriend watched it. It's over convoluted. It's part of the joke, and I respect them not wanting to get that. I don't mind the lot of talking and explaining stuff, but you know what? It's really missing that Death Note music. Like if music was close to that behind those scenes, I would fall completely in love with all those scenarios. Like they're being extra serious, but I don't have the music to back that up. I mean, yes, it leads into a joke, but then for them, it's a real competition, and I want it to feel like
Yeah,
it's a real battle.
some hyper epic over the top music would definitely do this show good.
Yeah, it really would. That's what would have sold me. I would deal with all this back and forth and bickering. And
I don't know. I feel that's a very small complaint to sell you.
I mean, music. Don't underestimate music.
No, I
man.
think music's super important. Don't get me wrong. Music's very important, but at the same time, the premise is more important to me.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, I mean.
So the fact that the premise doesn't
So-
have music, I feel like that shouldn't be your make or break. I feel.
So the premise, the concept, of what they're doing, I like.
Sure.
But like how it's going about for I don't know how many years or sorry, several months they said they were in school,
6 months.
and like they just did a time skip to that
6 months.
means
Yeah.
it's not as big of a deal. It's just more of a fight to be a winner, and I'm not too mad about that. But like,
I'm very.
if I want to fight, I want the music to back up that fight a little bit.
Okay, I'm confused by the complaint more now, but I'll take what I can get. Fair.
Also, to Dober's question, like the moment I started watching this part, it wasn't just a Japanese thing. Like there's a whole episode of How I Met Your Mother about who's a winner and settler. And that's the first thought that came into my mind when they started talking about, well, who's going to win and who's the better off person in the long term.
I feel like even when like How You Met Your Mother doesn't have like the narration stuff. It isn't at like they have the one over the top character, but like there's no one. They're not feeding into itself in almost like a self-sustaining cycle like this show is.
Well, yeah, it's also true.
But once again, also we only
Yeah,
watched
like
episode one.
Like you'll have the one character who's super zany sometimes in American stuff, yeah, but you won't have like this show doesn't have a straight man at all, which is interesting. But
Right.
I don't.
Also,
ever see
we've only watched episode one, and we've only seen like half the cast from the intro.
True.
Yeah. There's even that one kid that's lurched over in part of the episode on top of that word. We haven't introduced him at all.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I may give it one more time, but I'm not sold on it.
Very fair.
I feel like it's holding back a little if it could.
I mean, once again, it's episode one.
I know it's episode one, but like some episodes will knock you out the park. Episode one.
I don't disagree, but once again, I got like I feel like 3 chapters of content in one episode.
Oh, that was definitely 3 separate chapters. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's pretty explosive episode one for my opinion, but.
All right, fair enough.
But nonetheless, okay, John, you can come back now if you want. Jan.
Oh!
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Hello. Sweet.
Hello. Excuse me.
Okay, so I am unfortunately going to reveal everyone's votes and also update the thing. I don't know. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I didn't think of a solution to everything. So I guess we'll talk about it amongst the group. But we'll talk that off screen, quote unquote. I'll tell you everyone's votes, and then we'll determine the winner at a later date. And by later date, I mean after we finish recording. So Jeffy voted for My Housemate is a Cat and Shield Hero.
Okay.
John,
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Jeffy voted for My Roommate is a Cat and Shield Hero. John voted for My Housemate is a Cat and Shield Hero. Also, interesting fact, Jeffy and John both nominated Boogie Pop and Doro.
Wow.
I don't like that we have the same taste this season.
I know, it was very surreal when I literally got a message from Jeffy. I'm like, oh, is this John's votes? What? So it was very surreal for me.
It's a conspiracy.
Dobler voted for Doro and Weiss. Leslie voted for The Promised Neverland and Weiss. Mikkel
Really?
voted for
Voted for
Doro and Ueno. Chris voted for Promised Neverland and Shield Hero. And I voted for Doro and Promised Neverland. As you can tell by the description, we have 3 ties. Them being Doro, Promised Neverland, and Shield Hero.
Oh,
Okay.
So
those are really good, though.
there.
I'm okay with this, yeah.
Honestly speaking, I'm glad those are our 3, because I don't think anyone truly hates any of them. I know Mikkel doesn't want to watch Promised Neverland due to it being too scary. But other than that,
I will buckle through it.
So we will determine how we will watch it at a later date, and by later date I mean after the stream. But we're gonna end it off there. Overall, before I end everything, what did you think of the overall winter season, Dobler?
So I was expecting this to be just like awful all around,
Mhm.
and then it was kind of like above average all around. Like nothing except for Ueno that was like really bad.
Mhm.
And there were a couple things that were really good. Like Wise, I didn't expect to win the vote. Wise is just something that just super appeals to me because I super love super stylistic things, and Wise is nothing if not hyper stylistic.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, no, like I was saying before, like unless Ueno somehow won, like there was no way I could go home from this thinking that we picked something bad, which is impressive because
Yeah.
usually I'm hating on about half of the stuff we watch.
Trust me, I understand. Also, like, I think I literally posted before you guys even submitted nominees that everything looked bad. So I'm glad I was wrong. Mikkel, your thoughts?
Overall, not too crazy. Like, our isekais are our isekais, and our shonens are kind of our shonens, and our rom-com it's alright. I probably wouldn't have sat and took the time to defend Uno if everyone didn't make such a shit fest about it.
You
Other
voted
than
for it. Stop.
I
You voted for it.
I mean, I voted for it because I knew everyone was going to vote for Shield Hero, so...
Not everyone did
That
that.
doesn't make any sense
also
at
said-
all.
Yesterday, that everyone's gonna vote for Weiss. So
Well, I wasn't in that.
yeah, you were the one who said this exact
Yeah, you
word.
100% said that, son.
Well, I thought so because usually when music is a high topic of us, like everyone just floods to it, and then I watched it.
I mean,
This-
that's kinda
mind
like
you, I didn't
me.
watch all this stuff until literally like late last night and this morning. So like,
I don't know. Not all of us had the biggest boner for recreators.
I had the biggest boner for
I was like, I
Recreated.
gave it a 5. So
That's why I said not all of us.
What did I give it? Like an 8? I think that was like an 8.
I can get the sheet in front.
So can I.
but yeah, Dororo's
8.5.
like,
Yeah, that's about right.
Dororo definitely is my surprise series of the season, and I really am hyped by it. So let's watch that.
Cool. John, your thoughts?
The selection was small, but they were pretty quality. And there's no goblins, so improvement from last season.
Oh, Billy. Fair enough. Okay, but yeah, with that, sorry for the cough round stream, but I hope everyone enjoyed it. I'll actually get this one up, so sorry for all the issues in advance. And yeah, once again, this is If Only We Weren't Weebs, starting off with myself, Josh, Dobler,
Oh, yo.
Mikkel,
Yo,
and John.
Yo.
And Chris and Jeffy and Leslie are dead. Okay.
Yo, yo, and yo.